To Dallas Cowboys headquarters. The Cowboys are nearing to the end of the 2025 season. Only 2 games remain against the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. The record stands at 6 wins, 8 losses, and 1 T. That record alone tells the story, but does not tell the whole story. This team had expectations. This organization always has expectations. And once again, the season is ending without playoff run, without a Super Bowl appearance, and without answers that feels complete. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones spoke this week on his regular radio appearance on 105.3. The Fan. And as always, when Jerry Jones speaks, the entire football world listens. Not just because he owns the Cowboys, but because his words shape the direction of the team. Today, we'll break down everything Jerry Jones said. We'll talk about free agents and the defenses and offensive line and the coaching staff and the 30-year Super Bowl drought that continued to flow his franchise like a shadow. This is not a quick recap. This is a full conversation and long conversation and necessary conversation. So settle in. This is a deep dive into where the Cowboys are, how they got there here, and where Jerry Jones believes they are going next. Before we even get to free agents or roster moves, we need to understand the moment the Cowboys are in right now. The 2025 season has been frustrating. There have been flashes of the strong offense. There have been a moment where the team looked competitive, but consistency has been missing. The Cowboys have already been eliminated from the playoff contention. That means, once again, the season will end without meaningful January football. For Jerry Jones, this is not just another losing season. This marks 30 years since the Cowboys last won Super Bowl. 30 years of the coaching changes. 30 years of the lost breeds. 30 years of the hope flowed by disappointment. And yet, Jerry Jones continues to believe that everything can change quickly in NFL. That belief is important because it shapes how the Cowboys approach every off-season decisions. One of the biggest questions facing the Cowboys and free agents: how aggressive will they be? Will they spend big money, or will they once again rely mostly on the internal development and the draft? Jerry Jones was asked directly how the Cowboys will approach free agents ahead of the 2026 season. His answer was honest but also very telling. He said he does not fully know yet. He explained that everything depends on where the Cowboys stands with their own players, who they resign, who they let walk, and how the salary cap situation looks once those decisions are made. But one thing was clear: Jerry Jones does not plan to sit out of the free agents. He said the team will be active. The question is not if they will make moves, but how many moves they will make. This is the important because it shows a shift from the previous 3 years. In 2024, the Cowboys signed only 2 external free agents. That approach received heavy criticism from the fans and analysts. In 2025, the Cowboys changed the course. They signed 11 external free agents, including running back Javonte Williams, defensive end Dante Fowler, and defensive tackle Solomon Thomas. That increase showed willingness to adjust, but was it enough? Clearly, based on the results, it was not. Now the Cowboys must decide whether to take another step forward in the free agents or whether to pull back again. George Pickens' question still: One of the most important names mentioned when talking about free agents is wide receiver George Pickens. Pickens is set to become unrestricted free agent. That means he can sign with any team unless the Cowboys reach a new contract with him first. Jerry Jones did not give up a clear answer about Pickens' future, but his name being highlighted tells us something. The Cowboys knows how important this decision is. George Pickens brings talent, explosiveness, and personality. He can change games, but he will also command significant money. The question becomes simple but difficult. Is George Pickens part of the Cowboys' long-term vision, or is a luxury they cannot afford? How the Cowboys handle Pickens will tell us a lot about the priorities moving forward. Now, we move to the most painful topic for the Cowboys fans in the 2025, the defense. All season long, the defense has struggled. It has struggled to stop the run. It has struggled to generate consistent pressure. It has struggled to finish plays. The Cowboys tried to different solutions. They blitzed more. They adjusted alignments. They even moved defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus up to the coaching booth to get a better view of the field. None of it worked. Jerry Jones did not hide from the truth. He said defensive is simply not executing. He explained that even the plays and scheme they are calling are not being executed correctly on the field. This is a serious statement. It suggests that the problem is not only coaching and not only talent, but also breakdown in communication, discipline, and fundamentals. Justin Herbert starts that says everything. One moment from the season perfectly summarizes the Cowboys' defensive struggle. Against the Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert, the Cowboys failed to record a single sack. That alone would be concerning, but here is the part that makes it worse. Justin Herbert was tied for the most sacked quarterback in the league going into the game. If every other team found the way to pressure him, the Cowboys did not. That tells you everything you need to know about the lack of pass rush, the lack of disruptions, and the lack of identity on the defense. When you cannot pressure a quarterback who is known for taking sacks, you have a serious problem. Jerry Jones was asked again about 30 years Super Bowl drought. This question never goes away, and frankly, it never should. But Jerry Jones does not see it the same way many fans do. He said that his 1 year can change everything. One great season can last decades of disappointments, and one Super Bowl can learn to rewrite history. From his perspectives, focusing on how long it has been does not help. What matters is building the right team at the right time. This mindset explains why Jerry Jones remains optimistic even after another lost season. Some fans see this as a denial, others see it as necessary confidence. Either way, this belief drives how the Cowboys operate. Late in this season, head coach Brian Schottenheimer made a big decision. He announced that Tyler Smith would start at left tackle for the remainder of the season instead of the left guard. This move raised immediate questions. Could this be the permanent change? What does this mean for the rookie tackle Tyler Guyton? Does this reshape the entire offensive line? Jerry Jones addressed all of these questions. He praised Tyler Guyton, saying he has the makeup and the potential to be outstanding for the main fans, but he also acknowledged the challenge. Tyler Smith is extremely valuable on the inside of the offensive line. Moving him to the left tackle might improve one opposition but weaken another. Jerry Jones compared the situation of the Hall of Fame Larry Allen, who once played tackle at a higher level but was ultimately more valuable insight. This is a classic roster dilemma where does a great player help the team the most? Another option was discussed, moving Tyler Guyton to the right tackle, where he played during his college career at the University of Oklahoma. Jerry Jones confirmed that this is possible. He said the team has not fully thought through the long-term plan yet, but the flexibility exists. It shows that the Cowboys are still evaluating. Nothing is set to start, and offensive line could look very different in the 2026. Finally, Jerry Jones spoke about head coach Brian Schottenheimer after moving on from Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys gave Schottenheimer his first opportunity as NFL head coach in 2025. It was a difficult year. Injuries, roster flaws, defensive struggles, high expectation. Despite of all that, Jerry Jones said he is very pleased with Schottenheimer. He described him as extremely busy, extremely dedicated, and highly experienced. He praised his instinct, his ability to handle multiple responsibility at once. This endorsement matters. It suggests that Schottenheimer will continue to be given time and trust to breathe his vision. The Cowboys stands at familiar crossroads. Another season without Super Bowl, another offseason filled with questions, another opportunity to get right or get it wrong. Jerry Jones believes change is coming. He believes free agents will be matter, and he believes one great year can last 30 years. Whether fans share that beliefs remain to be seen, but one thing is certain. The decision made in the coming weeks will define the next chapter for the Dallas. That this is not a happy episode. This is not one of those podcasts where we talk about the playoff hope, Super Bowl dreams, or dominance in the NFC. This episode is about reality. This episode is about frustration. And most importantly, this episode is about the future of the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys suffered another painful loss. Yes, once again, welcome to Dallas Cowboys headquarters. The Dallas Cowboys suffered another painful loss, firing of the 34-17 at home to the Los Angeles Chargers in Week 16. This loss was not just another mark in the loss column. It was the final confirmation that Cowboys' playoff hopes are officially over. The season is slipping away, and now all eyes are turning toward 2026 NFL Draft. Today we are going to break everything down slowly and clearly. We'll talk about what went wrong against the Chargers. We will talk about the late season collapse, and we will talk about draft positioning, what it means to sit at pick numbers 13, or why Cowboys fans might actually find a small silver lining in all this pain. This is a deep analysis about the Dallas Cowboys season. Let us start with the game itself. Dallas Cowboys hosted the Los Angeles Chargers in what was supposed to be the must-win game. Instead, it became another embarrassing performance in front of the home crowd. From the opening kickoff, the Cowboys looked flat. The offense struggled to find rhythm, and the defense once again failed to make key stops. And as the game went on, it became clear that Chargers were the more prepared, more disciplined, and more physical team. The final score was 34-17. Tells a part of the story, but the real issue was how the Cowboys lost. They did not lose because of one bad play. They lost because of the repeated mistakes, poor executions, and lack of the urgency. This has become a pattern late in the season. When the pressure increases, the Cowboys seems to fall apart instead of rising to the challenges. This loss extended the Cowboys' losing streak to the 3 games. By the time Week 16 arrived, the team had already seen its playoff hopes disappear early in the weekend. That alone should have sparked urgency. Instead, the Cowboys looked like a team already thinking about the offseason. Late in the season, great teams usually find their identity. The Cowboys unfortunately have lost theirs. Officially, there is no consistency. One drive looks sharp and the next drive completely falls apart. Defensively, the problems are even more obvious. There is a vital pressure on the quarterback, missed tackles in the space, and confusion on coverage. When you watch this team line up, it does not look like a group breeding toward something. It looks like a group trying to survive until the end of the season. This is a harsh truth, but it is a honest one. Now let's talk about on the part of the Cowboys fans may not want to hear, but need to hear. The silver lining from the East loss is a draft position. After Week 16 loss, the Dallas Cowboys